Alright, so hey, what's going on? Today we're going to be playing this indie game I found called Don't Take It Personally, Babe. It just ain't your story. I'm really interested to try some, different things. So here we go. There are, of course, some mistakes that you can see coming from miles ahead. Mistakes that you should have known better than to make. There are mistakes where you realize as you go along that things are just getting worse. I've made a lot of those mistakes in my life. Who hasn't, though? But then there are also mistakes that you can never see coming. You just have to leap in head first, and all you can do is hope, and it's not one of those. Hope that your decision doesn't turn out to be a mistake. And it's on that high note that I start my first day of school. Wow, that's really loud. I might turn this audio down a little. Yes, I'm nervous, and I don't think that there's much shame in that. Wow, that's really loud. Okay, I'm gonna try to turn this down real quick. That's better. I just don't want it to overdo my... No, cancel. Go back. The classroom is full by the time I arrive. I stare at the sea of unfamiliar faces, their eyes piercing as they stare back, and all look at those uniforms. It's outright intimidating. Now isn't the time to be scared of 11th graders, though. Damn juniors. I take a deep breath and introduce myself to my new class. John. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mr. Rook, and I'm starting today. I'll be taking over as your homeroom teacher. A month into the year, apparently their proper teacher became seriously sick and is on an extended leave. I'm really looking forward to spending the year with you guys. First, I'm going to take attendance so I have some idea of who you all are. After that, I'll tell you a bit about myself, then we can get started. Helpfully enough, the class list is available on my computer. And the glowing mail icon tells me I have unread messages which I can read anytime and probably should soon. Well, here goes. Sorry in advance if I pronounce any of these wrong. Ariana Belisai? Here. Alright. That's a cute name. Kendall Flowers? Sup, sir. Good. Taylor Gibson? These look like Japanese children, but they have very American-sounding names. So you are. Next, Charlotte Gruel? Is that right? Gruel? Yes, that's right. Present. Just checking. How about Isabella Hart? Nobody says anything, or at least not that I can hear, but a girl near the back of the class waves. Okay, Isabella is at the back. Nolan Striukas. No answer. Nolan. Is Nolan here? Someone taps on the shoulder of one of the boys strongly. Nolan, say something. It's attendance. You idiot. Oh, here. Alright, and Akira Yamazaki. Here. I was looking at her arms. I thought they were green, but it was just an undershirt. Oh, wow. Nice colors there. I realized that the school's uniform policy is really more like a suggestion, but wow. Alright, great. So I'm playing as the teacher, apparently, judging by the thoughts here that he's not saying out loud. I go through the entire class list and it looks like everyone is here after all. Now I just have to start remembering the faces. An introduction is in order though. This will be interesting. I'm the world's biggest fuck up. I've managed to screw up a whole 2 marriages and became a teacher because of a bizarre midlife crisis. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Is probably not what I should say. This will actually be my first full-time teaching job. I've studied English literature in university, but I've spent the past 15 years working in computers, which I hope should serve as a warning to anyone who plans to go into computers. It is bleak, boring work, but here I am now. I'm not a hard ass, and I never liked teachers who were when I was your age. If for any reason whatsoever you're having trouble, whether it's academically or with your fellow students, or really anything, talk to me. I'm flexible, and that's what I'm here for. I'm in my office most days after school, so just ask, no matter what it's about, even if it seems trivial. Yeah, I'm not gonna be any of those assholes that I had for teachers in high school, that's for sure. Regardless, I'm looking forward to working with you all. I look over the class and I can tell that they look vaguely impressed. I didn't expect anything more. Well, now it's time to get started on those boring things like going over the syllabus. The next day, dun dun dun. This is a lot of reading. I was hoping there'd be like some kind of voice acting, but I guess we're going into it reading everything. I don't know how much of this I'll do. If you want to see more, be sure to let me know. I'll gladly play more if this is a thing that people enjoy. I didn't realize I had to click. Okay, as I explained yesterday, today we're going to be starting our unit on Pulp Fiction with the novel Chainmail. Can I see a show of hands for everyone who actually did the homework last night? No one raises their hands at all. Every hand in the room goes up. I would hope so. It was only 40 very short pages. All right, so what are your initial impressions of the premise? Obviously, this is a novel that is fundamentally about an early era of internet culture. Do you think that it seems relatable? Unrelatable? Silence all around. None of them read it, probably. Just your general thoughts. There's no right or wrong answer here. But before I continue, I should really check those messages. The indicator's blinking 6. Oh. I was getting those the whole time. All private conversations and unrelenting wall posts. It says, Ariana posted, I think that everyone's kind of man. I think that's everyone's kind of man. Listen to that. He's totally Tex-Mex. Taylor Gibson wrote, can someone explain to me what exactly is up with the lesbians this week? All I see is a bunch of status updates and a whole lot of drama. What's different now? I think I'm reading them backwards. Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, there's 19 and then 18. And then Akira Yamazaki writes, I think I like our new homeroom teacher. He seems like he'll be nice. How do I see the other ones? There was 6. Administrator. A welcome from Principal Girdrum. That's a lot of unnecessary reading, I'm thinking. So if you want to read that, feel free. Unread. You've got a brand new rebranded Ami X tablet computer up and running. Again, go ahead and read that if you want to. Okay, back to the game. I checked my messages? Really, I should... what am I taking a look at? Oh, okay. Oh my god, the new homeroom teacher's so hot. Wow, I didn't know teachers could look like that. He'll do. And Nolan Strukias writes, oh, of course, that's your kind of man, Taylor? And then Ariana replied, I think that's that's the initial message I read. Okay, unread messages. I didn't realize these were whole conversations. Okay. No more unread messages. Is that all? Okay. There we go. I should be caught up enough now. Apparently, the whole class thinks I'm sexy. Anyone. After a bit of hesitation, the hand of the girl with the pigtails and glasses goes up. It takes me a moment to remember her name, Charlotte. Who should I call on to answer? Call on Taylor. Call on Charlotte. She rose her hand, after all. As much as I am tempted to pick on Taylor for not paying attention to class, I decided the better of it. I'd be a jerk if I did. Yes, Charlotte? Well, it seems like it's all really disconnected, isn't it? Everything's all about emails and one private website. That's very surprising. What about that struck you as surprising? Specifically, how the girl wasn't able to reach out to address anyone because she didn't know anyone's email addresses. It feels very disconnected, lonely. It wouldn't make much sense to have a story like that now. She could have just posted on her classmates' walls. Interesting. So would you say that it's inherently more lonely because of the technology? I don't know. Maybe? That's okay. You can sit down now. That's a very good seg, though. Seg? What does that mean? Though, you've touched on some very important themes. I move on and I carry on the lecture as intended. A couple of people seem engaged, at least. The reluctance leaves me feeling worried, though. Is it really going to be hard to engage them? I thought my choice in reading material would help at the least. I deeply worry that I'm not cut out for this. Lunch hour. I think I'm getting the hang of this. The class bell the class files out impatiently the instant the lunch bell rings. I lean over to get my packed lunch. When I sit back up, I see a set of students waiting. Not everyone is in a rush, it looks. Charlotte, Excuse me, Mr. Rook. How can I help you? Do you mind if we eat our lunches in here? It's what we used to do with our old homeroom teacher. Not in the cafeteria. Lol. Lol. Yeah, right. Sorry, sir. But have you seen the cafeteria? No one actually says lol. Even in high school. It's a miserable hole. Hideous. So noisy you can't even hear yourself think. It's really bad. Yeah. It's just incredibly unpleasant. If there's a problem, we'll understand, but no, not at all. Of course you can. I just never thought of it. Thank you. Thanks. Not at all. Just don't make a mess and it won't bother me one bit. I go back to my lunch and all three of them take seats near each other. I could conceivably try to avoid listening in on their conversation, but it'd be a challenge. Okay, what am I missing here? Isabella wrote, Ariana and Isabella. Hey, can I ask you a sort of weird question? Of course. And then that's the end of that conversation. Kendall Flowers wrote, okay, this whole conversation here, replying to the lesbian's post from before. Akira wrote, Taylor, don't be a bitch. And then Kendall wrote, easy bro, it's cool. You don't gotta be a white knight on my part, Taylor. It's pretty simple. We broke up, end of story. Ah, so they were a couple? The story gets deeper and deeper. So, level with me, Charlotte. Don't. No, for reals, I'm serious. This person doesn't talk like a real person talks. I'm sorry. Oh my god, don't bring it up. Come on, Kendall is my bro. I would like to know what's going on with her. Is Akira a boy or a girl? I can't even tell. I'm sure she doesn't. It's fine, Bella. Why does everyone assume that just because we fought, it means I don't ever want to speak to her again? She's still my friend. So, why are you avoiding her? Yeah, that seems like you're not wanting to be friends. We just need some time apart right now, that's all. There's no drama, it's over with. Well, don't tell Taylor that. Why? How is it any of her business? Lol. Do you really think that matters to her? It's Taylor. She's been trying to rattle the hornet's nest on Amy. Well, let me tell you from first-hand knowledge, I don't think it's going to work. Which is good because Kendall, when she's upset, it's not a fate I'd wish on even Taylor. She gets crazy. Knife-wielding crazy. Let's check on the messages. Can I ask you a weird question? Of course. Have you ever been in love? You're right, that is a weird question. But yes, I have. I don't know if I'm the best person to ask about that though. It never worked out for me. Didn't I tell you about that? Anyhow, why do you ask? Back to the main story. It's not a fate I wish even on Taylor. Jesus, it comes every second. Every conversation. Easy bro, it's simple. We broke up, end of story. I'm sorry, I just assumed something was wrong. Given what we've been hearing, are you two alright? Haha, well, fair enough. I mostly try to avoid looking up at any of the three students. I feel like an awkward interloper. I'd forgotten how ridiculous high school drama could be. I know, right? Will they be like this for the whole year? Probably. Now that I think of it, it's just been a long time, and it all seemed so reasonable when I was their age. I'll probably have to keep my eye on Taylor. She sounds like a psycho. Alright, let's look at this one. Have you ever been in love? Blah, blah, blah. Why do you ask? Sorry, no, you never told me about that. What happened? Did he turn you down? And then, lol, yes. And also, whatever's going on between those two girls. They were fucking. Mr. Rook? Oh, yes? How are you finding it so far? Our school, I mean. Not too disappointing, I hope. It's going to take some time to get used to be truthful. Have you been here since grade 9? Yes, I have, but I understand. The two of us make small talk for a bit about first days of school and such. The other two don't say anything, whether it's shyness or because they're too busy sending messages to other students. I can't tell, it might be both. Eventually, they all leave at the end of the lunch break for their other classes. I don't know what to make of any of what they were talking about at all. That night. It's my second day on the job, and I don't know what to think of all this. I turn to what I can do, which is reviewing my lecture notes for tomorrow. It's probably my own fault for not being engaging enough. I'll have to try to do better. That's all I can do. Next morning. Having nothing better to do, I stick around in the classroom before the school day has technically begun. Let's take the moment to read some private conversations. I just saw your response to Taylor. Nice. You're pretty much untrollable. I don't know why she thought you would be a good target. I wasn't the target, it was Charlotte.